everyone. This is the Sun Woman. I just want to take a moment to wish you a happy new year. I hope that everyone entered into 2016 with peace and harmony in their lives. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed, shared, and liked my videos, and for those who have commented, and I've been in contact with some wonderful people. I thank you so much for taking a moment to send me a lovely message, ask questions, or make some really interesting observations. It's a blessing for me to communicate with you all. Again, want to welcome you into the new year, and this is going to be an interesting month. We have Mercury retrograde, and you know, I'm sure everyone is familiar on some level with Mercury retrograde. Well, what does that mean? Well, Mercury doesn't actually move backwards, okay? If you are a stargazer in any way and you look through a telescope, it would appear when you see the planet Mercury, it would appear that it is moving backward. And this is actually the same movement that the ancient astrologers perceived thousands of years ago. What it really means is that because Mercury is the planet that's situated closest to the Sun, its orbit is much smaller, much shorter than the Earth. So about 3 or 4 times a year, Mercury speeds past Earth, and that's when we experience a Mercury retrograde period. Mercury is the planet in astrology that rules communication, that includes listening and speaking, learning, reading, editing, negotiating. Mercury also rules all forms of contracts and agreements, any important documents such as book manuscripts or contracts, deeds, leases. Computers are under Mercury's rulership, as well as transportation and travel. So when this planet goes retrograde, it really affects us all. It's not just a planetary aspect that may affect individual charts in a certain way. Mercury is a planet that is going to have an effect over all of us in our human endeavors. So it's an interesting period of time. Again, it happens 4 times a year. Now, what's fascinating for me is that, you know, we did start a new year with 2016 chronologically, but in some ways, I feel like the year is not really starting off until February, really, when Mercury goes back forward at the end of January. So Mercury is retrograde from January 5th in the sign of Aquarius. Then it's going to move backwards through Capricorn on the 8th of January and stay in Capricorn in its retrograde movement until it starts moving forward again at the end of January around the 25th. So really, what do we do during Mercury retrograde? Well, it's a good time for anything, reviewing, rewinding, renewal, revising, reversing in some way. It's a good time to look over what area of your life that Mercury is going retrograde in, and you know that by finding out where Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn, is in your chart. That's where the most influence is going to be this month. So you may find delays in that area. You may find some types of miscommunication, or you may be going back to the drawing board in some way to review your position or review a project or renegotiate something, okay? So we don't want to sign on the dotted line when Mercury is retrograde because things are kind of up in the air. The energy is very fluid, and you want to wait until Mercury goes forward before you really make a strong commitment to something. Again, signing contracts, purchasing a house, starting a new job or accepting a new job, hiring if you're a hiring manager, because what will happen is if you sign for something, or if you start something new during the Mercury retrograde period, you're going to find when Mercury goes forward that maybe there was a piece of information missing from what you had that might have made you make different decisions or go in a different direction, or people may be changing their mind through the whole Mercury retrograde period, so nothing is really going to settle until Mercury goes forward, okay? So just a little information there about Mercury retrograde, which is going to be the main planetary aspect this month for all of us. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is the individual tarot readings for each of the signs, just keeping in mind where Mercury is retrograde, and again, that is in Capricorn. Also, there is a new moon in Capricorn on January 9th, and that moon in Capricorn is going to be a cycle from January 9th until February 8th. So that is also, again, strong Capricorn energy as well. So we have the Mercury retrograde in Aquarius and Capricorn. We've got a new moon in Capricorn. A lot of activity wherever Capricorn is falling in your chart. So let's go ahead and do those readings, and then I'm going to throw a oracle card at the end just to get a final message from Spirit for this month. So thank you again for all of those of you who have subscribed, and I again appreciate your time and your energy, and looking forward to meeting more of you and communicating with more people in the new year. Thank you so much. Hello, Aquarius. This new moon in Capricorn is going to be taking place in your 12th house. So it's going to be highlighting 12th house concerns for you in 12th house areas. Now, what this means is that you're going to be doing a lot of inward gazing during this month cycle, and with Mercury retrograde in that house as well, which will be retrograding out of your sign for the first 3 days, and then through Capricorn for the rest of January. It's definitely the season for you to turn inward, renew, refresh, rejuvenate, review your life, revise things. Definitely a turning inward. You might need to get more sleep during this time. You may have had a very hectic year, and now this is kind of that period before your birthday month of February. Also for my January, shout out for my January Aquarians as well. But this is a time for you to rest before the moon goes into your the sun goes into your sign, and then it's all about Aquarius. So you're going to need to really make a ritual out of refreshing yourself, resetting your body, your mind, and your spirit. You know, take the day off to let yourself decompress. Play hooky. If you feel like it and you need to, then do that. It's okay. You know, and especially if during this time you are conjuring up or coming up against memories or feelings or things that may have been repressed within you, because that's what the 12th house represents: our subconscious, our unconscious programming, our subconscious programming, our karmic history, you know, all in that 12th house. And it is the house that allows us to free ourselves from the self-limiting beliefs, from the you know, things that allow us to get in our own way. So you're being allowed an opportunity to review all of that stuff and edit it and throw out what no longer works for you and what's no longer healthy for you, and start afresh so that you are ready to go for your birthday month in February. So remember, it's part of the process and it's not part of the problem, okay? You need to rest, rejuvenate, and let's go ahead and do a 7-card reading for you to see what messages we're getting from Spirit for my Aquarians for this new moon cycle in Capricorn falling in your 12th house. Now, another area that the 12th house rules would be secret situations. So if you are in, if any of my Aquarians are in a relationship that is maybe, you know, taking place in the shadows or not socially acceptable, you may be reconsidering that relationship during this time, okay? That may apply to some of you, not all. All right, so let's go ahead and pull 7 cards for Aquarius for this new moon in Capricorn cycle. Let me just cut the cards and see what we have here for Aquarius. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in the past, nice card. We've got the Devil reversed in the present, the Nine of Swords in the near future. We have the Queen of Pentacles in the crowning position, which is also the advice card. We have the Ten of Wands in your external influences and people around you. We've got the Ace of Cups in your hopes and fears area, and we've got the World reversed in the potential outcome. Okay, I'll just move the cards over here so that you can see them a little better. And then at the base of the deck, just turn that card over, we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so let me just take a look at this. We have one Cup card, Sword, Wands, and two Pentacles. Actually, three Pentacles here. So I really feel like what you're going to be focused on during this new moon cycle in your 12th house is your sense of security and your sense of insecurity. What is it that you need to create in your life to build a sense of security in your life, and what is it you need to remove or remove yourself from to release the insecurities that you are experiencing, okay? You know, Pentacles are the main theme here. So Pentacles talk about money, they talk about finances, but they also talk about the material plane, the earth plane, and our existence on it, and how rooted we are to the everyday affairs in our lives. So in the recent past, you know, this is a really beautiful card, and what it tells me is that my Aquarians have been doing something right in this past month, because something that you've been investing in is paying off for you, and has been paying off for you. Now, this could represent financial blessings, so you may have come into some money within the last month cycle prior to this month. You may have been gifted by some money. You may have won some money in a contest, or have received a gift from a relative. There could also, you know, it could have been money that came out of the blue. This is what I'm feeling, that you really were not expecting. So, you know, there may have been a little bit of an easing off of financial concerns for you within this month, with this past month, which is great, because I know my Aquarians have been going through some difficulties on the material level. So blessing there, definitely. And now what's covering you, though, is the Devil reversed. So I feel like even having experienced some type of windfall recently, you're still feeling a sense of insecurity. You're still feeling that you are overwhelmed by material concerns. It could be bills, it could be taxes, it could be you know, your responsibilities, you know, whatever has you and is kind of has you chained to your everyday affairs. But I feel like there is some movement, and you are going to be in this new cycle. You are going to be moving out from under those concerns in some way. You're going to be throwing off those shackles. Now remember, the Devil, on the traditional Devil card, there are two people who are chained or either around their necks or around their ankles to this pillar where the Devil is standing on them, lording over them. But at any time, you know, those people can release themselves from those loose shackles. So I feel like this is what you are in the process of doing in this month, my Aquarians. And with this activity in your 12th house, again, you're going to be releasing yourself from things that have been holding you back in some way. So definitely a release from limitations and chains that have held you in bondage. Now, the Nine of Swords is coming up in the near future here for you. And what I feel that this represents is worry. Okay, this is sleepless nights. This is you, you know, perhaps wondering how the bills are going to get paid, you know, how you're going to be able to cover all the expenses, everything that you are responsible for. This also, if we take it away from the material level and we go deeper into the spiritual aspect of the 12th house, it could be you really working through some stuff. Okay, really working through some past traumas, some past heartache, some things that you have felt were betrayal in your life. So really, you're going to be confronting your fears coming up, okay? You're going to be confronting whatever it is that has been holding you back that you can label as a fear. And this is a beautiful thing, Aquarius, because you're at this point now where you are evolving. And you're moving into an area in your life where you're not going to be afraid to confront the things that are difficult in your life. And I feel that as a result of that, this number 9 card says that you are going to gain mastery over that. Number 9 is a mastery card, okay? Coming to the end of a cycle. So you are coming to an end of a cycle of heartache, of worry, of strain, of sleepless nights, of concerns over things that have been kind of, you know, having a hold over you for a while. Same message very much so that the devil reversed is communicating. The advice card, well, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Pentacles represents earth energy. It can represent a person of the signs of Taurus, Capricorn, or let me see, or Virgo. Okay, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Now this is coming up in your advice card, in your advice area, and it's crowning the reading. So I feel like there's going to be a very big emphasis for you on releasing yourself from your material bonds, from your material concerns. Okay, the advice here is that you really have to, even if things are difficult, even if you are not sure how things are going to turn out or how you're going to be able to make ends meet or you know, cover the things that need to be covered, your responsibilities, understand that Spirit has you. The universe knows what you need, Aquarius, before you know it, okay? And it may be your lesson at this moment to learn how to release yourself from the fears that have been holding you back on the material level, and allow yourself to now evolve into knowing that your needs are going to be taken care of. You know, there is something that is going to be provided to you. You've already been through some type of windfall in this past month, something that came out of the blue that you were not expecting. That is proof positive for you that the universe has your back, Aquarius, okay? So we want to take away your focus, your obsession, your fears of, you know, money, finances, security on a material level, and start refocusing that into cleansing yourself so that you can move on to the next level of your evolution here. Now, what's in the area that rules people around you or external influences around you, I feel like there is some serious work that's being done. Someone in your life is working very hard. There may be multiple people in your life. There also may be someone in your life who is under a tremendous amount of pressure. Okay, and this could be a partner. This could be someone that you're dealing with on a work basis in your professional life, but that there has been, you know, there is someone there that is carrying a heavy responsibility. And I also feel that this Ten of Wands showing up next to the Queen of Pentacles can even represent the weight that you have been carrying for the people around you. okay? That there are those around you who have required you to carry a tremendous amount of weight and responsibility and concern. So, you know, it's time for others to carry their own weight, is the message that I'm getting here. Let others carry the weight that is theirs, and you be responsible for what is yours, because you know, you can only handle but so much, and be healthy and be sane and be able to still function in your daily life, okay? Now, what's next to this Ten of Wands? Well, we have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups here, I feel, is you hoping for love, okay? There is a hope that there is a dream of love that you have right now, Aquarius, and you are being called on to release all those fears, release your baggage, release the past, release your concerns about, you know, again, about the material aspect of life, and allow yourself to welcome love into your life. Again, I'm getting the feeling that there's someone in your life who's working very hard to love you. Okay, that Ten of Wands coming up. And I don't mean that it's because you are not lovable. It's that they are putting a lot of energy and a lot of weight and willing to carry a lot of responsibility for you as well. So don't be afraid to allow this demonstration of love to take place in your life. You know, release your fears, because whoever this is, I feel, has the ability to carry that weight in their life and for you. Now, in the potential outcome, we have the World reversed, Aquarius, and the World, whether it's upside down or right side up, this is a wonderful card. It's got a very positive message of accomplishment, of moving on to the next stage of your life, of moving on to another level of positivity, of growth, of foundations, of accomplishment, of recognition. So you are poised right now, Aquarius. You are poised and ready for this next phase of your life where you are standing on top of the world. You know, you've got the world on the string, Sinatra song, sitting on a rainbow. You know, this is that card that represents accomplishment. Now, why is it coming up reversed? Well, we are in this Mercury retrograde period. So, you know, and we are reading for this month cycle. So I feel like all of this accolade, all of this recognition, the success, this victory, you know, just a feeling of accomplishment and accomplishing your goals, moving on to the next level in your life. It is there and it is coming to you. But there may be delays, and you should not be put off or worried or stressed out. Here's that Nine of Swords, just because there are delays right now, because that's the energy that is pervading every aspect of our lives this month. So, you know, allow this time, as I said before I put the cards down, to rejuvenate yourself, to refresh yourself, to get enough rest, to allow yourself to, you know, to be reborn and to refresh your life. Take time to play hooky, to take time off that you need, because your month is coming up next month, and it's going to be the start of a new cycle for you of accomplishment and positive change in your life. And very strong that it's coming up next to this Ace of Cups card. So through emotional connection, I feel that this is going to be coming into your life. Now, what's at the basis of the reading? Well, the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles talks about investing time and energy into something and waiting for that thing to grow and flourish. So at the base of the reading, the promise is there that you have invested time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears, you know, emotional energy, and you've invested it in something that you are now waiting to flourish, and that is coming to you. It is at the base of the reading, but you do have to release your fears first that this is not going to come to fruition, because you can then put power in that fear. So allow yourself during this retrograde period, during this new moon phase in your 12th house, to now clean out the cobwebs of fear or restriction, limitation, limiting thoughts that are holding you back, so that you are ready to receive the bounty that is coming, that you've already had a taste of, but that is now going to be coming into your life with this new cycle after Mercury goes forward. Okay? And so let me just go ahead and pull a card from the Tao Oracle to give a final message for you, Aquarius, and see what the message is from Spirit for you for this new moon cycle in Capricorn. What is the message for Aquarius, Oracle, for this new moon cycle in Capricorn? Message for Aquarius. Message for Aquarius. Okay. Well, here is the card by the book, and this is the message that the Oracle is bringing to you. So what this says is, you need to, any changes that you make in your life, you need to do it in a certain way. You need to go by the book. There are times to be rebellious, and then there are times when you need to follow the beaten path, or you need to follow the course that has been proven to be successful in the past. The essential meaning is that abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. These are things that are going to be important for you in this new moon cycle. The Oracle's message is the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings in turn have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time, Aquarius, to learn these laws and conform to them rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules even if they seem to make no sense to you. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Wow, that's a powerful statement. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. Okay, so usually my Aquarians are the rebels, you are the innovators, you are the game changers, you are revolutionaries, but in this instance, Spirit is saying go by the book, okay? Go by, respect the laws, respect the social structure that you may be living in at this time, respect conformity, because these things are there in your life for a reason, and one day you will understand that. All right, so thank you so much for your time and your energy and your presence. I thank you for spending this time with me, and I wish you all good things. If you're interested in a personal and a private reading with me, please go ahead and click on the link in the information box below this video, and you can schedule a reading with me. You can also click on the link on the banner on my YouTube channel. Thank you again, and I wish you all good things. Namaste.